All right. Good morning. Um, this is weird. I'm in a weird place right now in life. Um, I guess I'm just gonna start. My name is Victor Coleman. A lot of y'all know me as Speak. Um, Victor Levesky Coleman II. I am the son of Victor Levesky Coleman, who went missing in 1976. The date that they have is March the 30th, 1976, which would be 5 months before I was born. Supposedly, my father disappeared. Um, right before Christmas and through the holidays, I've been dealing with a lot of loss in terms of family members. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that I woke up one morning and realized one very key detail had been nagging me for at least 20 years now. And I never really thought about it because I just defaulted to the trust in my family. But one morning I just couldn't resist and I had to ask the question. March 30th is my mom's birthday. Even if my mom doesn't say your dad disappeared on my birthday, why does nobody else in my family mention that my dad went missing on her birthday? That got me looking. So then I realized that that is the first official police report. Well, my mom tells me that there were cops that came to the house the day that he went missing. That whole story, I'm not going to go into that. But that would explain if they thought that cops had took a report or whatever, which, like I said, I'm not going to go into that story. That would explain why when my mom's dad went to go make this police report many days or months later, it is the first official one. All the little details like that aren't really important at this time. What's important is that, like I said, my only question that I asked was, well, how many days do y'all think he was missing before the official police report was made? And all I got was crickets. I probably asked this question on December 15th. Right before that, me and my mom, we were great, man. Like she was, we were having conversations about restoring the family dynamic because we're a little fractured and all this other stuff. And then the next day I wake up and I say, hey, mom. And I asked her a question and I haven't seen my mom since. The lady that I've been talking to since then, I don't even know who she is. She's using a different voice, like she's trying to put me under a spell or something, like not literally, but it's just a real controlled, very narcissistic voice. Um, since then, my aunt keeps trying to play good cop, bad cop. And if my mom is up here, then my aunt comes in down here. And in between, they're recruiting my friends. A lot of you that know my best friend Carl, who I've known since I was like 15. Fun fact, my dad's best friend's name was Carl. And my entire family never mentioned that. Why? Why would they never mention that my dad's best friend name was Carl? That's not super important, but it just goes to show how willing to tell me things about my dad or this story they were. They only told me what they wanted to tell me, and most of it was just to make me not ask questions when I was a kid, now that I think about it. Um, yeah, so they never mentioned that my dad's best friend's name is Carl. Carl is all throughout my family. But the point of this is they've exploited Carl's undeveloped parts of himself, and he was more than eager to basically sell me out. And when I'm telling him what I found out, he's got my family on three-way. Why would they be doing all of that over something, me asking a simple date? Right? I haven't made any accusations. If they produce text messages, my text messages, I've never accused anybody of anything, at least not in an exaggerated way. Like I said, a few exaggerated things like, well, damn, what is it? Did you guys like crucify him or something? Like I made some real, just like, damn, it could be anything. The way you guys are acting, maybe this isn't just like some simple disappearance type stuff, right? I haven't gotten any compassion, man. And like I said in that direct questions video, your family, your people, your loved ones, they're supposed to instinctively want to give you peace. And sometimes peace can come in the form of, Vic, I really don't know. So isn't it weird that someone would choose silence and manipulation, psychological warfare, basically, over I don't know. Oh, I don't remember. It was 50 years ago. I even said, hey, I don't expect you guys to get this 100% right because it's been 50 years. Um, that didn't help. What I got was, hey, there might be people that still don't want you to know about this. I said, I won't be scared off of this, man. I'm a 50-year-old man, right? And then I realized in between them recruiting my friends, my cousins, and trying to create mistrust amongst me, they're trying to work me up. They want me to get on here and say a bunch of crazy things. But like I said, I'm one of the most composed people that most people know. So I know that people are going to know that I didn't jump on here just because I want attention or I had too many drugs the past few days or something like that. I'm doing this because if something actually does happen to me, I'm just going to be honest. I don't know what the level of preparedness I should have, or if there's anything that they should, that I should be worried about. But when somebody makes veiled threats and then all of a sudden branches of my family that always appeared to not like each other throughout my whole life, all of a sudden are organizing and offering me to sleep at their house. And all of a sudden, it's just weird, man. And I wasn't trying to, after I realized that they wasn't going to answer the question, I didn't keep asking questions, not be out of fear, just because I'm not that type of person. I'm going to give you one chance to answer what I need answered. And if you don't want to do it, then I'm going to go about my way. So I said, yo, man, I'm going to disengage. I'm going to get back to focusing on paying rent. And y'all have a nice life because now y'all done broke my trust. Y'all abused my trust. I say that in Donkey Kong. What's the name of that song? Donkey Kong. Go listen to that, by the way. Hey, man, I'm just trying not to go out like Tupac. I don't want y'all to start listening to me after my family make me disappear and ain't never found again. You feel me? But all jokes aside, I really am unaware of what's happening. And so one thing my dad didn't have in 1976 is social media. So I'm willing to look crazy for this to sit here if it's going to offer me some level of peace of mind or protection. Or if for some reason I fall down some stairs and can't talk no more, y'all have the names of the people involved. You want to look for all of my Colemans. I'm Victor Coleman. The root of this dark secret that they seem to be mobilizing over comes from my Coleman side of the family. My mom and my aunt, who are Currington/Porters, all of these people are from Fort Lauderdale, seem to have pledged allegiance to the Coleman side. And when I say pledge allegiance, I mostly mean in managing me. Why does a 50-year-old man needs managing? You see me, I'm just making music. I ain't making music about nothing but love and sometimes how I rap better than your favorite rapper. I ain't bothering nobody, man. And let your secret stay a secret. But now it's starting to get to the point to where they're starting to use females to call me, tell me, hey, Poppy, what's going on? And it's just weird. Their lack of patience is how I can tell that they're panicking somehow, right? Because one person will fail and then my phone will ring like 30 minutes or 2 minutes, sometimes 30 seconds later. I know that in certain stories in the Bible, there are people that are isolated. And my whole life, I've been isolated. This is nothing new to me. And I am a man of God. There is no fear in my heart. Just it's ironic because I just told that cab story the other day. And this feels very similar, as if God put that in the forefront of my brain because I was going to need to channel that very kind of faith. So I will say this. For 2 months of psychological warfare, the only thing they have succeeded in is made it to where I don't really trust my inner circle anymore, which is why all of a sudden social media has just become my inner circle, because I know people are nosy. And by the time I say Mary Coleman, Diana Currington, Heard, Rosalind Currington, Tori Smith, and just a host of other people that think that I don't know what they think, man. I don't know what they think. I just want to be left alone. One of the last things that I told them is, this is what boundaries look like. And I don't know what the issues are. I don't know what the issues are. Um, I'm gonna attach the missing person stuff from my father. Like I said, the biggest clue is the 30th being my mom's birthday. He was never found, and to this day, it's like they like to get an emotional rise from me by acting like they bumped into him in a laundromat or something. But when they called his name, he ran. Um, I don't know if you guys are aware that that is a form of like energy vampiring. Like I'm really big on energy, and I know when people are doing it and creating situations they don't ever. So think about this: they've never told me my dad's favorite color, my dad's favorite song, his favorite food. His mom, I would think that if I had kids and my kid died and I'm left with my grandchildren, every chance I get, I'm going to tell them something about their parent. Never happened. It never happened. But when they bring my dad up, it's always those things that I feel like are supposed to put me in a state of suspension. And then they are like just reacting to the rise and fall of my emotions. The only problem with that is that I'm very regulated and in control of my emotions. I spent a lot of time doing inner work. So, yeah, like I said, I don't know what they could want from me, right? I don't have a lot of money. I'm not contributing to any causes. Um, I'm not trying to throw my family under the bus because I'm different than them, right? I value my relationships. And even though they are acting weird, I still have love for them because by default. But does that mean that I want to be around them? No. Does that mean that I want them in my life? No. Does that mean that we are probably ever going to be able to reconcile? No. If that's weird, that somebody that threatens you and makes you feel like or wants you to believe that your life is in danger, if it's weird that you fracture a relationship with those type of people, or you find a way to let them, or they find a way to get you to believe that everything is cool after they've threatened your life. I've got enemies that have never threatened my life. But then to threaten my life about asking about the life of my father, though. So, like I said, I don't know if I'm going to make another video as things develop. I don't know if this offers me, I don't know if this achieves what I think it achieves. But I know if something happens to me, because I'm not going to do nothing to myself, and I'm a very careful person with cat-like grace, so I'm not falling down those stairs. If they coming for me, man, just know that I ain't no easy win, nigga. But yeah, man, I'm trying to stay grounded so y'all know that, you know, I'm still myself. Got I still kind of got jokes in the face of this because I have God as my peace. But in watching how my friends were manipulated, I realized they were manipulated because they wanted to be seen. My brother wanted to be seen by my mother because she's always created this narrative of me being like a golden child, and I suspect he's been in my shadow. She's done that on purpose for moments like this. Almost everybody that contacted me were people that have these self-imposed competitions with me. I'm nobody to be in competition with because I'm in competition with myself. As a matter of fact, I mean, that's just something that I've dealt with all my life, and I don't even know why, right? I got a bunch of people counting silent wins behind my back, and the only thing I can say to them is that you can't put no silent win on no mantle. I like wins that I could celebrate in public. So for all those people that think that they one up me, or thought that they were touching something that I valued a lot, you were wrong. I keep those types of things out of sight, out of reach. And y'all know who I'm talking to. But anyway, until I figure out exactly what I want to say on here, I just wanted to put this shit up here and give myself a peace of mind, because at the end of the day, I got a dog and me, and that's it, man. I'm just kind of trying to make this music, trying to keep going. I'm enjoying life, and I ain't got no reason to be out here worried about people who can't offer me the truth don't offer clarity and basically just give me misdirection. But the fact that they said that there are people that might not want me to know what happened to my dad 50 years ago, and then you look online and all these details are choppy. Did they care about the man or not? The last investigation didn't even happen until my grandfather died, as if somebody in my family was suppressing it, namely him. A lot of this is speculation, man. I'm not sitting on here talking with 100% certainty. The only thing I know is that they have threatened me and that they are, I would say in the last 2 months, at least 8 or 9 different people, especially ones that I didn't even know liked each other, have been reaching out and being weird. Also, I said, hey, since you guys aren't telling me anything, I've been doing some research, and the closest thing that I could come up with is that you guys are like some kind of matriarchy. And then they start saying, hey, I wouldn't mention that. I said, well, it makes sense. In some of these matriarchies, I don't even know if I'm saying it right, but in some of these organizations, the women are at the top, positioned. My 92-year-old Mary Coleman grandmother, positioned at the top. Like I said, she used to ask me for money without ever even building a relationship with me, like as if I was supposed to give it to her. That started when I was 40. And I always said no and told her that she didn't even know me. I didn't realize that I was being disrespectful. But now, seeing the big picture, it feels like maybe I was not playing by the rules. And I guess at some point, they thought that I would eventually get it without even ever explaining to me the rules or giving me an option to opt in or opt out. I know this shit is crazy. My life is crazy. My life has been crazy my entire life. This is a story. Matter of fact, the main story to this is my origin story. I don't even believe it to be true. So basically what I found out at 50 years old is that everything I thought about the world that I grew up in don't exist, right? What they don't know is that I've intentionally kind of involved myself in narcissistic type relationships because I've always sensed that. And so a lot of the tactics that they've been using on me lately just don't work because I'm pretty good at playing a sheep. And now they've woken up the lion, and I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I'm like 1,000 times smarter than these people. Hence, I'm making this video. I'm not really expecting anything crazy from this, but I will ask you for your prayers, whether it's from an imposing attack or just from just for peace, man, for my family, not for my safety, but peace for my family and whatever dark secrets they have that make them behave this way. Because I'm here to bring light, and everybody that I bump into normally leaves me better. If you find somebody that tells you that I did them wrong, maliciously on purpose, came after them, was starting trouble for no reason, most likely they lying. And or they're telling half the story. So until I think of something else, we're just gonna call this episode 1. Thanks to everybody that actually showed me love from the bottom of their heart throughout my lifetime. It has been a really rocky 2 months. I basically went through the holiday season finding out how strong I am. That's what I've done this holiday season. My whole family organization pretty much intentionally unified to withhold affection. Again, my name is Victor L. Coleman II. I know y'all thought I was a weirdo. I know y'all thought that I come from a different place, and now you really know. But anyway, man, like I said, look it up. Victor Coleman. You punch in Victor Coleman, he gonna come up before I do. All I know is they raised me to be a leader, and now they want me to be a punk. They raised me to be a leader, and now they want me to be subservient. They raised me to be a leader, but they didn't think I had the heart. I spent a lot of time watching my grandmother perform as if she was God's right hand. And I even had consideration not to go to her for the questions because she was the mom that lost her son. But when I went with her, all I got was mischief. She had the voice of a little girl as she intentionally misdirected me and didn't offer clarity. And I said, Grandma, God don't do confusion. She hung up. I'm not playing games, man. I'm not sending no threats either, but just know that I'm good. If something do happen to me, I was good. I ain't do it to myself. And like I said, I got cat-like reflexes, smooth than a motherfucker. All right? So I hope y'all could tell I ain't on nothing. I don't feel like I'm out of pocket, out of body, out of mind. I didn't take the time to organize my thoughts for this. I wanted it to be natural. So maybe I'll come back and do another one when I've really thought about it, because this is 21 minutes long and I don't know. Well, I'm going to put this on YouTube first and then I'll break it up and put it other places. But pray for me, for the people that love me, man. I'm in a place where I need allies, but also at the same time, I'm not accepting applications. There's only one particular person that I'm waiting for right now that I know for a fact is my ally. Everybody else, if you do communicate with me and show me support, do it via text message. I'm not taking no phone calls because these people seem to be very influential with my unhealed friends. So if I have it in my mind that you unhealed and you call me on the phone, I'm going to assume my mom's on the other side. This crazy, right? 2026, y'all thought I was just running my mouth to be seen, didn't y'all? Y'all didn't know I was actually going through something. Surprise! Holla at y'all later, man. Pray for your boy.
Giving you the best that I got just because. And let it marinate, cause you can't hurry love. The heat wave breeze is so deceptive. The heat wave breeze.